Warning: the following framework will permanently dismantle your relationships with distraction. By continuing, you accept full responsibility for becoming immune to the attention economy that profits from your potential. How does it work? Before, let me ask you something. How many times today have you reached for your phone without a specific reason? Just because? Yes. Not to answer a call, not to respond any message, but out of pure habit, automatic, pull. Toward the screen. You tell yourself it's just for a minute, just to check, but we both know it, that's a lie. Here's the truth you're actually escaping or avoiding. Your attention has been weaponized against you. What you're experiencing isn't a lack of focus, it's actually a systematic hijacking that you have done to yourself. I call this attention deficit industry. So, you are making this to yourself by creating the habit of watching the phone. What does it matter? It's getting you distracted of what truly matters. Every time you give that phone a look by an instinctive impulse, you are not only wasting your time, you're actively participating in the depth of your own potential, your own capacity. A groundbreaking study from Stanford University, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, conducted comprehensive analysis of media multitaskers. The findings were staggering. What happened? Heavy media multitaskers performed worst on task switching tests and showed a reduced ability to filter out irrelevant information. Even more alarming, research from the University College London demonstrated that relying on digital devices for memory tasks appears to be altering the brain's ability to form memories, as the brain adapts to not needing to remember information it knows is stored externally. How does it work and how does it really affect us? So let's say we have a task, we have our daily planning. It's always good to have something in paper, but this only to back up your mind. It's not to replace your mind, because technically some people do rely 100% in this device. It would be better a piece of paper and a note than using the device, because you getting your brain used to anytime you need information or you need to clarify something, you're gonna look for it, right? Instead of you remembering, okay, so tomorrow I have to go pick up this from this store, then go to the office, then I have to message these few clients, and then after that I gotta visit this customer because he's gonna buy another insurance policy, for example. And then after that I gotta visit my mother, so I'm gonna grab the car, I'm gonna visit my mother. After that we should go and have dinner with my with my cousin. And then after having dinner I should head out with my friends and have a business meeting. Okay, so I must text Kevin right now so I could arrange this. And then you start to do everything in your mind, right? Because what you're telling your brain is, hey, you gotta memorize this because I'm relying on you, their brain, to help me to guide my day, right? Of course, your brain doesn't have an alarm, so that's where you could use the phone, or there's like some watches, so you have to actually use and grab the phone all the time, because once you grab it, it's going to consume hours and hours of you, and we need productivity. So let's keep explaining. The conclusion was very clear in this experiment. Constant distraction isn't just changing your behavior, it's physically altering the structure and functions of your brain in ways that make deep focus increasingly difficult. People cannot focus for 30 seconds. Here's what's happening biologically. Your brain contains what professional neuroscience workers called attention circuits, neural pathways that govern your ability to concentrate. Every time you switch tasks or check your device, you're not just interrupting your focus, you're also creating what researchers call this attention residue, where remnants of your previous task remain active, competing for neural resources. So, what's happening here? This is really interesting because it happens all the time. Even to me, it happens all the time. So, you have to understand that your brain takes about 20 minutes doing an activity. It means if I'm gonna, let's say I'm a interior designer or just a designer in general, and then once I grab my drawing iPad, which I only can draw on it, grab my pen, start drawing. It takes me 20 to 25 minutes or a little bit less if you've training your capacity to fast focus on an activity. 25 to 20 minutes on average for you to focus, for you to actually get into a deep focus creative mode where you could actually, okay, okay, and work in a good fast pace, right? And work correctly and properly, focused on it. Because if you're, okay, let's say it happens, you're drawing 10 minutes and then phone, you haven't even reached the focus minimum time for you to get into the activity and you're already changing. So when you're watching your phone, your brain is still invested into the design stuff. So once you want to grab the iPad again, now your brain has resources fighting to keep the attention on the phone. So your attention is nowhere. You feel like you're here, your eyes are here, but your eyes are not your attention. Your focus, your attention is on the brain. This is how the brain works. I'm just telling you how it works. I didn't make the rules, right? So technically, once you wanna get into a focus state, you lost it because you changed activity fast, even to check your phone in 5 minutes. So this is what's going on. Okay, just so you understand. Simultaneously, you're also triggering a small dopamine release in your brain's reward system, creating a neurological association between distraction and pleasure, right? So you're actually giving a reward to your brain to get distracted. It's like, when you have, I don't know if you have a pet or if you've had a pet in the past, a dog, a cat, especially dogs. Let's say at 10 a.m., there is actually a really interesting experiment, psychological experiment. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but essentially, okay, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. So essentially, there was a bell. So the pet owner, I don't remember the name of the pet owner. Okay, it's fine. So he used to ring the bell and then feed the dog, right? So, of course, the stomach of the dogs starts to secrete these fluids to process the food, right? Especially mouth fluids, right? And then from a long time he was doing this, right? And then let's say after a few months, if you ring the bell, the dog is gonna start creating fluids even without getting the food, right? Because you train it, the dog, you train it, the pet, that the bell means fluids to start getting ready to get fed, to get the food ready, right? We are technically the same. It's like when you wanna teach a trick to your pet, you're like, okay, roll, and you technically help him roll, and then once he rolls, you give him like food, right? Dog food, or like a treat, and then you repeat the action and you give the treat. So the brains of the pet, of the dog, start relating. Oh, if I do like if I do a lap myself, or if I jump, or if I give the hand, or if I smile, or if I take the tongue out, he's gonna give me a treat. He's gonna give me some food. So every time you put me in the mouth, I'm gonna put them out. He's gonna give me food. We are technically the same. We work with conditioning. We with the reward and punishment. If we get punished when we do something bad, we stop doing that, right? And if you do something good, you get a reward, right? That's why when people create businesses, they are rewarded by society economically, right? So when you are doing these switching activities, you are technically rewarding yourself and teaching yourself and learning to reward yourself for not focusing, right? It's like if you were teaching your dog to get a treat after he messed up all the home. It's like he just beat all the couches, he just destroyed everything, and you give him a treat. He's gonna do that every time because he want the treat, he want the food, he want the pet food, right? We are pretty much similar to that. Our brains are very instinctive, let's say it like that, right? And a research from Harvard University shows that dopamine neurons encode a specific uniform and redundant reward prediction error signal, which drives the learning that underlines habit formation. What does this mean? You're literally becoming addicted to the behavior that's destroying your capacity for meaningful achievement. Do you know what that means? Your brain is being rewired to seek a novel tree rather than depth stimulation, rather than substance. You know, you understand that point. The solution is not better time management or digital detoxes. These are just temporary fixes, but this is a permanent problem. What you need is actually attention sovereignty, a systematic process for reclaiming control over your most valuable resource, attention. First, you must conduct what I call attention audit, tracking exactly where your mental energy is actually going versus where you think it's going. Second, implement what I call focus blocks, designated periods of uninterrupted concentration where all potential distractions are physically eliminated. Third, redesign your environment to make deep focus the path of least resistance rather than constant connectivity. For example, create a distraction free zone where no digital devices are allowed. Using this space exclusively for high value cognitive work, complement this with the attention training, starting with 10 minutes of sustained focus and gradually increasing the duration of your capacity expands. This is not about avoiding distractions, don't attack yourself, but you're trying to reclaim your cognitive sovereignty in an age that's actively trying to destroy it unintentionally. Through history, men who could maintain deep focus, whether hunting the prey, planning battles, or developing these innovations, were the ones who shaped history. You know, the same cognitive capacity exists within you right now, but is being systematically eroded by these technologies designed to harvest your attention for profit. In our modern economy, where AI can handle routine tasks, the only sustainable advantage is the ability to think and focus deeply and creatively in one thing for a long period of time. The very capacity you're eroding every time you allow your attention to be fragmented. Every moment you spend in a state of partial focus isn't just inefficient. You are actually participating in your own cognitive destruction. This is how it is really. Now I need you to take immediate action. First, comment below with one distraction you'll eliminate this week. This is a compromise you're making with me and yourself. Make it specific and measurable. Second, implement the focus block. Practice starting today. Begin with 25 minutes of uninterrupted concentration on single high value tasks. And the third, share this with someone else trapped in this attention deficit. Share yourself, share this journey with somebody else also, right? In our next video, I'll reveal the social value equation, how to calculate and increase your worth in any social or professional setting, regardless of your current status. The world doesn't need more men who are busy, it needs men who are focused. Which will you choose to be starting today? Remember, don't work against yourself. Now that you know how your brain works, use it in your own favor, in your own benefit. Try to put traps to your own self, but also do it consciously. That how you could be your best friend, you could also be your worst enemy, and reward your own behaviors that you want to keep doing. That's the best way you're gonna go through this. Okay, see you in the next video.